Hi guys. Hi guys. So today I'm going to show you the most efficient way to switch to Windows. For example, switch to Firefox, switch to your favorite browser, or switch to Emacs. And also the workflow in Emacs. For example, whether to use one full screen workflow or use multiple windows. So let's begin. So let's put this so you can see me talk. And okay, so I'm gonna show you the most efficient way to switch windows. There are two ways. Let me just type it out. Two ways. One is by function key. Two is by mouse hover auto click. Okay, I'm gonna talk about function keys here first. Well, unfortunately, I'm not using that right now. So let me show you keyboard. So I'm going to my keyboard blog here. Hold on a second. There, you can see me on the corner, in the corner. So let me show you PC keyboards. PC keyboards, there are a lot. Let's see, key binding, layout, history, do yourself, design, layout, key binding, typing. Let's say go to key binding, no, design. Well, okay, so anyway, so you want to switch windows. So typically, what you do is, for example, on the Mac, you press Command key, Command tab, like that. Command tab, Command tab, and that's no good. Hold on a second, let me show you my keystroke. So Command tab, yes, you can see my keystroke on the corner here, on the left, on the lower left corner, and Command tab on Windows is Control tab, and Linux Control tab, of course, and that's no good. Why is it no good? Because you have to you see, that's two keystrokes, and also normally on the normal standard keyboard, the tab key is on the on the using your pinkies. This window. So using your pinkies, that's, you curve your fingers to press the command or the control key, and you press the tab key. So, and also, so that's two keys. We count key presses. More scientifically, we count key presses, two keys. And besides, that's not just two keys. It's actually, you have to hold down the command key first, then press the tab key, release the tab key, then release the command key. Must be that order exactly. It's not just like you can just press command and tab, like together. It's not exactly like that. And so this is a modifier combination, and that's no good for your fingers, in general speaking. And also, it's actually slower. There's a speed typing contest. There's currently a champion typing at some 220 or 250 words per minute, and he also expressed similar idea. I mean, confirmed the idea. Let's see, typing. This guy, the typing speed test. How people actually typing games, typing test. Typing key, how to design layout yourself. History, not history, design, not design, but I'm going to talk about, where's my function keys? Okay, I changed the okay, so instead of control tab, well, I haven't finished talking about command tab. Command tab is no good. In general, you want to ban you want to avoid any key combinations like a modifier like Command Alt or Control key. You want to avoid that as much as possible. If your goal is first of all, to be efficient, meaning fast. Okay. Two, the second reason is that if you want to avoid hand injury, you want to be as much as ergonomic as possible. So if you avoid key combinations, what do? You use function keys instead, like these. Function keys. That's the best thing to do. You just set F8 to switch to Emacs, F7 switch to browser. That's the best way. Actually, I have a lot of articles talking about that. Okay, switch window apps. I have a lot of articles talking about these things in detail. But right now, I'm not like too concentrated. Having difficulties finding it. So why was it, switch? Okay, so what is this? Okay, why functions keys are useful. Right. So this article page talk about function keys. Let's go to a browser. Settings. Okay. So let's just search my name. Ban key combos. Something like that. Ban shift key. Key and design. Okay. Ban shift key. So this is one banish key codes. That's the one I want to show you. So key code, you can read the details, and you can go to the URL and read it later. So anyway, so don't use key codes. So I'm gonna show you how to switch. Like, remember, I'm going to show you how to switch to the app you use most often. Like every day, typically for anyone, you have like 3 or 4 apps you switch to all the time. For programmers, it's typically terminal or Emacs and browser. That's the things you want to use the most. Okay, so and and yeah, so you switch programs all the time, like all the time. So what you want to do is to set one of these function keys to one of to top 3 or 4 of the programs you use the most often. Uh, so that's one advice. That's one advice for me. That's what I believe is the best way. Now on a laptop, on a laptop is not so good, because on a laptop you don't have big function keys, and function keys usually it's like scrunched together, tiny, thin strip. That's hard to press. So on a laptop, you know, you make an exception. You might use Command tab or Control tab or other ways. But anyway, you shouldn't be typing on a laptop anyway, because laptop typing on laptop for 1 year. That's how I got RSI, my first repetitive strain injury, in 2006. And since then, I got my hand is not feeling comfortable. Every 3 years, there's another issue. But the first issue is due to because I was typing on a Mac iBook laptop keyboard, all the time without any full keyboard. So this is one device. Okay, so the other thing is, how do you set it up to switch? Pressing one of the function keys to switch Windows or app. I have detailed explanation here. I'm pretty sure if you read this article carefully, you'll find the link anywhere somewhere there. But anyway, I typically go to key how to. So there's Microsoft Windows, Mac. Okay, so how to set key to switch to browser. This is the page that explains how to, for Windows, for Mac, or for Linux. So for Mac, there's a lot launcher applications. It's easy, Quicksilver and many others. On Windows, you use auto hotkey. Auto hotkey, you just search the web, you'll find it. And here's the code. You'll find how to. I have a tutorial here, auto hotkey tutorial. This is written a bit old, like the last update is 3 years ago, and but I, I'm pretty sure it's still good. Um, so auto hotkey for Windows, and on Linux, it's a bit more involved, but you can do that. So that's one way to switch to what? That's one way to switch to yeah. I want the function. I want the big function key photo. It's good, but so that's one way. The other way is mouse hover. So right now I'm not using function keys because for the past few years my keyboard is like that, and also before this is Kinesis. And by the way, this is a great keyboard. I want to give them a shout out. Um, Ultimate hacking keyboard. I have a unboxing review. You can just search my. Let me show you quickly. And I'm going to do a video on that. Oh yeah, here. Okay, I'm going to do a video uh, review. Let's see, Xali Ultimate hacking keyboard. So I have a review here. This is excellent. Excuse me, truly fantastic keyboard. I've been using it for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Now I've been using it every day, 2 or 3 weeks. So it's fantastic. I have a video review of unboxing here you can watch, and I'm gonna do another video of the full review of the keyboard. So anyway, but there's one issue uh, on this keyboard. You see, there's no physical function keys. In order to press function keys, you have to press the mod key, which I get used to, but I still prefer, function keys. Like right now, this keyboard does not have function keys. Therefore, I actually cannot use, like we talked before, press one, pick one function key and switch to Emacs. Pick one function key, switch to terminal and browser. I cannot do that because if I do that, it's gonna involve holding mod key, and there's not many other keys I can do that. So anyway, so that's why I'm not using function keys right now. And before this keyboard, in the past 3 years, I've been using Kinesis Advantage keyboard, which is this one. Right now, I set it aside because I want to test the ultimate hacking keyboard full time. But I was using this keyboard for 3 years, and this is excellent. Both of them are truly excellent. You might question, but which one is the best? I wouldn't able to say this is, it would not make sense for me to tell you which one is the best actually, because I think both of them are excellent. They are different though. So they are different. So which one is best depending on your preferences, your needs. For example, do you need it to be portable? Do you want it to how much you type actually? Because it differs greatly between people. Some people are novel writers, or like me, I write blogs all the time, and some programmers, if you log your keys, actually you don't type that much, so you have to go scientifically, like how many keystrokes you type per day, then you can find out, so anyway, so it's different for each person. And also depending on your hand size, you may not like Kinesis, keyboard. And also this is, so anyway, I'm not going to talk about keyboard today. So I just want to say that on this Kinesis keyboard, they have these function keys, like tiny function keys. Let me show you the big picture. but they are not full-sized function keys. So that's no good. So I mean, although this is a great keyboard, but however, the function keys becomes wasted. So I don't have basically, I don't use them because they are hard to press. So that is why I'm not using function keys as I suggest you to. So if you don't have function keys, or if you are on laptop, what else to do? What you do is the mouse hover switch. Like right now, I'm using. Let me show you my mouse. You see, that's my mouse. So this is how I operate. I just this is this is how I typically operate. I just move the mouse, and notice I don't have to click. I'm not clicking anywhere. So basically, when the mouse stops moving, it does a click automatically. And this is a software feature on most operating systems. You have that feature. On the Mac, it's called Drill. So let me show you. I don't know how long I've been talking on this video. I'm not. I'm trying to get better at making videos, but currently mouse hover click. So I have a page for Linux on how to do that, and I have a page on the Mac how to do that. So first of all, I must warn you that this feature takes some use to. Like if you just turn it on today, and after 10 minutes you're gonna say, no, I don't want it, because like every time you touch your mouse cursor moves, it's going to make a click. So when you start to use it, you'll often find that you know like you are moving your mouse and reading this, but suddenly the other window pops up. It's frustrating. So you have to get used to. I mean, basically, you start to not moving the mouse when you are, when you don't intend to. And actually, that's a good habit, because the one of the ways many people have RSI with the mouse, because every time I see people using the mouse in movies, like sci-fi movies like Jurassic Park or stuff, I see them holding the mouse like that, and and the moving hand is, I feel pain for them, and click and click, So not moving mouse is great. Hoover is great. You just, Hoover, you don't, you want to avoid touching it at all. Like, so anyway, so I think I've been talking too long actually. I've been, trying to find my articles. Spend too much time on that. So anyway, here's how to switch windows. So you can read it and how to do it on the Mac. It's called Drill. It's a bit complex, well, you'll find out it's not easy. It's not hard to do, so it's great. I have been using this auto click for like 6 years now. So on Linux, there are two things about it. Two things. So on Linux, you you have okay. First of all, on Linux, one of the first thing that is, you have a feature called mouse hover to activate window. Uh, Linux is a bit more complex, X11s and stuff. So activate window, you have two concepts: focus window and activate window. Focus window means that, I mean, for example, this window, this Emacs window, like right now the Emacs window is behind, behind the browser window, but you can move your mouse over there and make it, it's called focus window. And when you type, the text will go into the window behind the window that's in focus. That's what Linux, X11 called focus, even though it's not in front. So that's focus window. I don't like that. Okay, some people swear that just by it. Some people insist that it must be that. I don't like. Like for example, one of the popular programming stars, Stevie Yegg, Steve Yegg, Steve, Yegg. He used to work for Google, but he quit last time. Google has been, let's not go into that. So he used to work at Amazon, and he's worked at Google for like 6 or 8 years or something, more, and then he quit last year or 2 years ago, and he's working on something else. So anyway, he's one of the guy who insists that you must have the feature of focus window. He wants that, but you cannot do that on the Mac. As far as he did research and he find out that you can't really do that, even though he's a great programmer. So basically, so one is focus window on Linux. The other concept is I think they call it activate window. I don't have Linux right now, but I'm pretty sure I talked about it somewhere here. So the other way is activate window, which is when your mouse hover over a window, it actually goes to the front, and that I like. So that is one feature in Linux you can turn on, which is not here. But so let's go find it. Linux key binding tutorial. Okay, here. So you see there are two things here. Mouse hover raise window. That's one thing. Then the other one is mouse hover click. Let's look at them. Oh, my alarm clock. Sorry about that. Anyway, so mouse hover to switch window. This I like, and you can turn it on. Wait, this is Mac. What's going on? Okay, so let me go open that. Yeah, auto raise. Yeah, that's a word they use. Not activate. Auto raise window. So you can do this in depending on what window manager you are using on Linux. You can turn them on in OpenBox, in LXDE or XFCE. I'm not going into details right now. You can read it because Linux is a bit complex. So that's one thing, auto raise window. Now there's another thing, which is the actual hover click. Now the hover click, what does that mean is that whenever your mouse cursor stops moving, it does a click. So you can turn this on in Linux. It's usually categorized under accessibility. Um, you know, categorized over there. So the hover click is that just like the Mac, sometimes it's called drell, DWELL. That's when that's what I'm using right now on the Mac. When you're so let me go show you. So extensions. So I go to system preferences, accessibility. Rainbow, annoying. So then go to keyboard and accessibility keyboard. Then you go to drill options. So it's a little bit hard to find. Yes, you go to drill options. Then you have these options. So anyway, I talked about it in the page in detail how you want to set up, because you have to experiment. Okay, I've been talking too long. It's dragging on. So anyway, so remember on Linux there are two things: auto raise window. Then the other thing is hover click. Hover click, I have tried to use on Linux. It's not so robust, but that was a few years ago, 2016, 2 years ago. Maybe they improved. I don't I don't think so. But so anyway, so you might want to try it. So in summary, what I recommend as a efficient way to switch window application is by one, use function keys. the second way is use mouse hover. You can use you can have them both on. I used to both on. So sometimes you just pick a key to switch to terminals, and sometimes when your hand is on the mouse, you just move mouse to the terminal. Um, so okay, that's it for today. I was going to talk about Emacs workflow, but it's taking too long. So I'll talk to you again. See you guys tomorrow. I mean tomorrow or next day. So if you have questions, leave a comment. Um, see you soon. Bye.